All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Before we get started, I'm just going to run through a few things on our end. So please note this will be recorded and all attendees will be muted throughout the webinar. And to ask any questions, please use the Q&A facility at the bottom of your screen. And when the webinar ends, you'll be directed to complete a short survey for us. This will take less than a minute to complete and your feedback will be anonymous. And if you've dialed in as a guest today, you can view more information about becoming a member and having access to more events like this at www.sapusers.org/register. And if you have any questions, please contact us at support@sapusers.org. I'll hand over to Mihir now, who'll be speaking the rest of this webinar.
Thank you so much, Toby, and thank you, Janine, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mihir Verma, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm a solutions consultant at Syntrax Limited, and I've been working for the last 6 years in the industry. I've worked in SaaS and AI as a larger domain and had the privilege of helping companies along their digital transformation journeys. I'm joined by Janine, marketing associate and UK office manager.
Thanks, Mihir, for that introduction, and a warm hello to everybody that's joining us for this webinar today. I've already introduced the title and what we're going to be focusing on, but I'd just like to say that Simtrax operates across 8 global offices, and today we are coming to you live from our London office, where Mihir and I are based. We actually are in the same office today, even though our backgrounds look different. We hope that you find today's session informative. So back over to you, Mihir.
Thank you so much, Janine. I hope the same. Most IT and SAP professionals that are attending this webinar would know that managing financial processes, that is the 3-way matching process, reconciling purchase orders, goods receipts, and invoices, is a critical or a fundamental control mechanism in accounts payable automation. And while its role in preventing fraud and maintaining compliance is very well understood, the reality is that manual approaches often lead to inefficiencies and integration challenges within different ERP systems. So in today's session, we'll explore the most common challenges in 3-way matching, also discuss how automation and artificial intelligence can streamline the financial processes, and also provide insights, some of the best into some of the best practices for SAP-enabled AP automation. So without further ado, let's get started.
Wow, Mihir, that sounds like we've got quite a lot to cover. So before we begin, let's just have a quick look at today's agenda. We'll start off by addressing the challenges of 3-way matching process and its impact on AP teams. Then we'll cover best practices and discuss the role of AI in accounts payable. Mihir will then introduce Simtrax's Complex Invoice platform with a live demo, and I'll give an overview of Simtrax. Finally, we'll end up with the Q&A session. So let's dive in.
So as you'd all know, the world of accounts payable is evolving quite rapidly, and AI and digital transformation are playing a very key role in this transformation. I was doing a research and I found out that according to the World Economic Forum, by the end of 2025, half of the global workforce will require reskilling to keep up with these advancements that are happening. And this particularly highlights a very critical reality. Traditional ways of managing accounts payable processes are becoming obsolete, and professionals must adapt to remain competitive today. At the same time, Gartner predicts that by 2025, nearly 50% of companies will transition to cloud-based AP solutions. And this shift reflects how organizations and companies all across the globe are actively investing in modern, scalable technologies to streamline their financial processes. So together, these insights, when put together, underscore a fundamental truth. AP teams must embrace both technology and upskilling to stay ahead of the curve. Most companies are modernizing their infrastructure, and professionals must develop the expertise to leverage these innovations effectively. The question remains, how prepared are you for this transformation?
So Mihir, I just want to point out your studies are current for 2025. So
That's
it's
correct.
something that everybody should start expecting to take place and maybe watch out for.
Definitely. So, as I said earlier, by the end of 2025, we anticipate a lot of changes happening, Janine, globally when it comes to the scenario for accounts payable and digital transformation. So, yeah, it's always good to start ahead and make sure that you're ahead of the curve at the end of the day.
Okay.
Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key challenges or some of the core challenges when executing the three-way matching process in your own organizations. And while the invoicing process can vary across industries, in domains and different regions, certain issues tend to be universal. And today's focus will be to highlight a few recurring challenges or common challenges that consistently impact accounts payable teams, regardless of sector they work in. So one of the biggest challenges in three-way matching is data discrepancies, and what we've seen from our experience is that these often stem from timing mismatches, such as when goods are received before the PO is updated, or when price changes occur between order placement and invoicing. Uh, some of the other common causes include partial shipments, unit of measure mismatches, and unexpected shipping costs. Uh, we understand that all of these issues sometimes introduce inconsistencies to your processes.
Okay, so I want to touch on manual data entry. So part of your manual processing. Um, this manual process and manual data entry further compounds issues. Even a simple typo can create discrepancies that require time-consuming investigations. So your AP teams will spend valuable hours constantly correcting errors that could have been avoided. And all of this just leads to payment delays.
Now I'd like to talk about exception handling. This is another major hurdle for accounts payable teams. When purchase orders, invoices, and goods receipts don't align, it triggers exceptions that require manual intervention by teams. And this could be again due to incorrect quantities, pricing discrepancies, or vendor errors. Additionally, non-PO invoices must go through additional approvals, further slowing down the process. Resolving these exceptions require extensive back and forth between departments, sometimes adding to workflow inefficiencies.
So another a frequent challenge is system integration, particularly with SAP. So the lack of a unified system creates data silos, increases operational costs, and it slows down the overall matching process. AP teams often find themselves manually consolidating data across fragmented systems, and this again leads to inefficiencies.
Unresolved discrepancies, as Janine pointed out, can also sometimes escalate to into vendor disputes, leading to strained relationships. And when vendors don't receive payments on time, they may sometimes become frustrated, especially if the reason for the delay isn't communicated to them properly. In fact, repeated payment delays can impact future terms or even result in late fees, creating operational setbacks.
Yeah, that can really put a spanner in the works there, Mahir, because it can affect your entire supply chain. So another common pain point is lack of real-time visibility. So many AP managers struggle with tracking invoice status, whether it's approved, pending, or overdue. Without a centralized dashboard, identifying and addressing discrepancies, any anomalies, becomes a slow and reactive process. So the lack of transparency affects the entire process, making it harder to address potential issues, and even see them before they happen. And if you don't have this transparency and complete visibility, you can't address potential issues or proactively.
That's correct. So beyond technology, communication also plays a very critical role. And if there are communication gaps between teams, that is purchasing, receiving, and accounting teams, this may also create obstacles in your overall processes. When different departments work in silos and no one takes ownership of solving discrepancies, even simple inquiries can lead to delays.
So a fraudulent activity and fraud prevention is a rising concern. It's actually, I would say, one of the biggest subject matters and issues that AP teams globally deal with at the moment. So manual invoice processing does expose your AP teams to risks like invoice manipulation, vendor fraud, and employee fraud. So without a strong fraud detection system or those systems put in place, companies could face financial losses, reputational harm, and compliance issues.
So all the challenges listed here are way too familiar with for AP teams. But the good news is that with the right technology and best practices, we can streamline the three-way matching process for your organization. And in the following sections, we'll explore how to overcome these roadblocks effectively. So over to you, Janine.
Okay, so I think we, held a lot of the audience attention for a while. So let's have a little break with a poll. And Toby, if you could launch that poll for me in the background, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, the question has popped up. Which approach do you most commonly use to resolve, that word is resolve, exceptions in your invoice matching process? So there are 4 options to choose from. The first is relying on manual intervention. Second is escalating to vendors and suppliers. Third would be discussions with other departments. And the last option is exceptions are rarely solved on time. So please could you cast your votes in the background and we can have some results in a few seconds. Thank you. So, Mihir, I just wanted to say, when we deal with a lot of AP associations, we come to know that exception handling is still, people still tend to do a lot of that manually, also within the matching process because they don't have the tools for things to be, flagged, any discrepancies to be flagged, and then from there on, use within the tool to resolve these
That
exceptions.
that's correct, Janine. And I personally speak with a lot of large organizations handling bulk of invoices, a large volume of invoices, and I would say my personal picks would be number 1 and 4 because I still see a lot of companies relying on manual processes and manual intervention between the matching process. So this does take a lot of time and efforts, and uh, definitely now is the time to talk about technology and the way to solve these issues or mitigate them in a fast and efficient way.
Okay, well, let's see if your predictions were correct.
Oh,
Thanks for those answers there, Toby. Actually, you were right with number 1, relying on manual intervention. I would have said that one too. And then the close second is discussions with other departments. I suppose you would have to stop what you're doing, go to the other department, work
that's correct.
things out, which also boils down to your manual intervention as well. So thank you for that, everyone. I hope that's giving you some further insight into what's going on with three-way matching challenges. Okay.
So now that we've identified some of the key challenges in three-way matching process, let's shift our focus to best practices for overcoming them. Over to you, Janine, once again.
Thank you. So let's have a look at these best practices. Leveraging advanced AI and AP automation reduces repetitive tasks. Outdated OCR systems often struggle with data extraction, leading to errors. So, in contrast, AI powered solutions extract data from any format within seconds. Intelligent decision making algorithms further enhance exception handling and validation, allowing AP teams to focus on higher value tasks. So then the next is organizations can gain valuable insights into performance by tracking KPIs such as average processing times, mismatch errors, and late invoice payments. Regular audits further help identify inefficiencies and implement implement corrective actions, ensuring a smoother workflow. So, to ensure a seamless connectivity and to speed up your three-way matching, the AP solution you choose should support multiple integration methods, such as APIs, FTP, and SFTP. It should also integrate smoothly with your existing SAP environment without additional development efforts, because we know that can create some headaches. And the integration should be real time, ensuring efficient synchronization between the systems. And this is really important. So, improving collaboration between your AP, procurement, and warehouse teams is key to resolving discrepancies. Clear communication helps identify and address issues faster, preventing delays in approvals. So, utilizing shared dashboards or collaboration tools ensures real time visibility into invoice status and exceptions, allowing teams to work proactively rather than reactively. Remember when we were in the challenge talking about the common challenges, we were talking about how people tend to work reactively instead of proactively. So, yeah, the best practice would be to reverse that. Now we move on to global suppliers. You'll often receive invoices in different languages and currencies. It's essential that your chosen AP solution can accurately read and process these invoices. So, converting data as needed without introducing errors. And this is where the AI powered part really does start to shine. A mistake at this stage could just lead to significant payment issues. And so it really is essential that your solution does support your overall global operations. Okay, finally, it's good to choose a solution that is scalable, easy to use, and flexible. Um, and this is to adapt to your current workflows. We've worked with a lot of accountants and AP teams, and we find that the best solutions tend to blend technology and human expertise. This empowers teams really to work more effectively. So at the end of the day, it really is up to you how you decide which aspects that you want to automate and which require human oversight. So, you know, talking about AP and AI, Mihia, could you really just shed more light on the role of of AI and how it impacts the AP process?
Yes, I can, Janine. Now, let's look at this pie chart, which basically represents the potential distribution of AI applications within accounts payable automation. And as all know by now, AI is transforming accounts payable, but its impact isn't uniform across all processes. Some areas benefit more than others, and this breakdown basically highlights where AI is making the biggest difference. The largest share, which is 30%, is dedicated to data extraction and processing. And as Janine mentioned earlier, many teams still rely on outdated OCR systems and struggle with accuracy in multiple formats. So AI-powered solutions using natural language processing or NLP uh, and computer vision enable faster and more precise data extraction from documents. Next, at 25%, we have fraud detection and prevention. Artificial intelligence plays a critical role in identifying potential frauds by analyzing the historical data of invoices or different documents and detecting if there are any anomalies. Machine learning algorithms put together recognizes patterns of unauthorized vendors or suspicious invoices, allowing businesses to flag potential fraud and take necessary action. Exception management again accounts for 20% of AI adoption. Handling mismatches in documents is one of the most time consuming tasks in AP, and AI powered reinforcement learning helps automate resolution workflows for teams, reducing the need for manual intervention. At 15%, AI enhances invoice approval workflows. Robotic process automation or RPA helps automate multi-level approvals, ensuring that invoices move seamlessly through preset validation rules. This also enables AP teams to focus on exceptions rather than routine approvals. And finally, at 10%, we have insights and analytics. AI-driven predictive analytics and natural language generation (NLG) allows organizations to forecast trends and automate reporting. Businesses gain real-time visibility into cash flow and performance metrics, helping them make more data-driven decisions. So, in a nutshell, while each of these components play a crucial role, the real power of AI lies in how these capabilities work together to create a fully optimized AP workflow. And as AI adoption continues to grow, organizations that invest in intelligent automation will not only reduce their operational costs, but also future proof their financial operations.
Toby, if you can activate that poll in the background, please. Okay, and the question is, what is the current level of automation in your organization's three-way matching process? We've just got three options here: fully manual, so no automation at all. Number two, partially automated, and the last option is fully automated. So if you could just go ahead and cast your votes now. So Mahir, I can sort of predict what this would be. Well, I know what my option would be. So I think I can still understand where the AP teams are at the moment and what they're working on.
Yeah, I mean, just reflecting back on your one of your points in the best practices slide, Janine. I think it's important to decide which aspects to automate and which aspects need to be dealt manually. And my understanding is that now a lot of these organizations participating would have partially automated. But yes, I mean, there's definitely a scope to add more layers of automation uh, to the current process and get even further ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Toby, do you have those results at all? Okay, so we've got at 67% partially automated. This means that people are obviously have some steps in their three-way matching or in their AP processes that are automated and some that aren't. And nobody is fully automated. And I think this goes back to the best practices that I've
That's
brought up,
correct.
that you should still have some element of control in your three-way matching, and you should decide which steps are important for you to automate and which you still have oversight
That's
on.
correct.
Okay, so let's go to AHA. That is introducing Complo Invoice Platform. So now that we've explored all the common challenges of manual processes and the advantages of automation, we also had a look at AI and how that works within the AP teams and the processes. I'm going to hand over to Mahir, and he will introduce Complo Invoice Platform. We also call it CIP.
Thank you, Janine. So the Complo Invoice Platform, or CIP, is a very powerful ERP agnostic software as a service or SaaS solution that has been designed to streamline and automate the three-way matching process for organizations. And irrespective of whichever ERP your organization is on, be it SAP B1, S4 HANA, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle, Sage, or IBM, uh, we have the option to integrate and work seamlessly with these ERPs. So your organization likely receives supplier invoices through multiple channels. That this could be through post, through email, through different invoicing portals like PayPal or shared folders. CIP efficiently captures, extracts, and validates the invoice data, uses AI-powered vendor verification to cross-check the details against master records, and flags if there are any discrepancies immediately to your accounts payable team members. And also by verifying key details like goods receipt note and detecting if there are any anomalies in the supplier or vendor invoices, the system accelerates the matching process for your team, making it basically an ideal solution for businesses handling high volume of invoices. And once these documents are processed, CIP seamlessly synchronizes the invoice data with your ERP, ensuring that there are real-time updates on the payment status as well. Additionally, the platform provides secure document archiving, ensuring that there's compliance and effortless retrieval whenever needed in the future. Now let's dive into the live demonstration of Complo Invoice platform. In this, in the demo, we've integrated the solution with SAP S4 HANA. So to ensure clarity, I've structured our solution demo into three parts. Let's begin with the first stage where I'll guide you through the invoice journey, right from when it's issued by the supplier to when it is captured and processed within the Complo Invoice platform. So right now I'm playing the role of a supplier and who's basically ready to dispatch the invoice to the buying organization. And I'll just quickly open the document. I see that it's a two-page document. The first page has the invoice details and the second page has the terms and conditions. After quickly reviewing the email, I'm going to send the invoice to the organization. And now I'm playing the role of an accounts payable team member. And let me tell you, the email address to which the invoice has been shared is configured with Complo Invoice platform. So whenever a new email comes up, the Complo Invoice platform automatically picks that up and makes that available on the platform. So using my own unique credentials, I'm going to click on the sign in button. And on the left hand side, I see all the different functionalities, all the different options. And right now I am in the mail entry section wherein I'll be able to see all the supplier emails that have come through the email option. And uh, this also has the historical list of invoices. And right now I see the new invoice that I sent basically as a supplier. The current step states need review. So I'm going to quickly select the invoice and click on the view button. On the top left hand side, I see the email body. On the right hand side, I see the invoice, the two-page document. And as next steps, I also have the option to select what type of document is this. So I know for a fact that this has multiple pages, it has mixed content. So I'm going with the last option. And for further processes, I'm just going to select the first page, right? So I can just manually select it. And I also have an option in CIP to delegate which accountant do I wish to send this to. So in this case, I'm just going to select myself and proceed ahead. We also have a forward to option wherein if I click on this option, I can send this invoice to a sister concern or a different team or a different structure if this has been sent mistakenly to your department. Now I'll click on the apply button. And what happens next is that Complo Invoice platform works in conjunction with Microsoft Azure form recognizer capabilities. And I should be able to see the details in the received invoices section now. So let me just quickly remove the filters that have been applied previously. And I should be able to see the extracted details of the invoices that I and Janine spoke about earlier. So I can see that the details have been extracted successfully. I can see the vendor details, the invoice number, and the invoice type. When I click on the view button, once again, I would be able to see the invoice, the document on the left-hand side, and I should also be able to see the the details, the extracted details on the right-hand side. So I can see the customer information, the vendor information, and the invoice information that has been successfully captured. It's important to bring this information that we have not just we've not merely extracted the information, but what we've also done is we have verified this information from SAP vendor master data. So what you see here is not just merely extraction. We've verified this detail for you so that you do not just proceed with payments for a faulty invoice or a fraudulent vendor invoice. As next steps, it also flags if this is a duplicate invoice, and if you'd like to work ahead or flag this to your team member, Complo Invoice Platform can also take care of both invoices with PO and without a purchase order. And as next steps, I'm just going to review all the information that's made available to me in the portal. I'm going to quickly review the information, and this again, the information that you see here has also been extracted from the ERP. And in this case, just for demo purposes, I'm going to select a tax code, and I can see that the details are in sync. As next steps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a good to pay request for an internal team member of mine who has basically procured these items. So using the validation section, using the validation option, I'm going to just write a small message. And this is important because in one of the earlier polls, Janine, I saw that the communication between departments was one of the key issue that a lot of at NDs today are facing. So I think this functionality of communicating with between team members might be of help to their departments as well. So once I've sent this request, I am going to now look at the notification. So whenever a message has been sent, you always get a email trigger, and you see that on the on your own respective email box. And now I'm playing the role of the person who's basically set to approve this request. So upon entering the unique credentials that that the approver has, I'm going to go ahead and click on the my received requests section, and the very first line item that I see has the active request that I need to work upon. Once again, on the left hand side, I'll just quickly take a glance at the invoice, and I see that there's a request that has been sent to me. I'm just going to give a confirmation and click on the send button and approve the good to pay request. Once again, I'm going to go back onto Complo Invoice platform and take the role of an AP accountant. And when I once again open the invoice, the received invoice, I should be able to see the approved uh, request as well, which basically helps me move ahead with the next step. Now that we've explored the two-way invoice matching, we'll move on to create a goods receipt note and perform key invoice related actions in S/4HANA. I'm currently on SAP S/4HANA in the purchase order sections, and my goal here is to create a goods receipt note linked to the purchase order in this case. So I'm just going to quickly verify the information and click on the post button. I see that the goods receipt note is now successfully created, and I'm going to download a copy of the confirmation that I'm going to later use on the Complo Invoice platform as well. So after downloading this Excel report, my objective is to show you once again that the details, the goods receipt note details also get populated on the Complo Invoice platform in a real-time basis. So this is something that is quite important for large organizations. And as you can see on the bottom section of the screen, there is a delivered quantity, there's a PO quantity, and there's a billable quantity. So this basically marks the completion of the three-way matching process briefly. And as next steps, I'd also like to show you some of the other functionalities in this interface using the attachment section. This is basically where I'm going to upload the Excel report or any other relevant document related to the invoice, and basically save it for future use. I've just used the validation section to create a goods receipt note. In the other requests and the comments, you can basically write anything for your team members to notify them. And in the event section, whenever you're seeking assistance from your appliance regarding an invoice, it's always beneficial for them to have access to each invoice's touch points within the same platform. And the detailed audit trail in Complete Invoice platform allows them to see who has worked on each invoice and when. And this feature also ensures that you always know who to approach in case of any issues. So once after I've reviewed everything, I'm going to click on the integrate invoice button. And as soon as I do this or take this necessary step, what happens next is that Complue Invoice platform once again talks to the ERP S4 HANA. And as you can see, the status now changes from verification to integrating. And within a few seconds, I should be able to see some new details as well. So you see the status is now changed to integrated, and there's a new internal ERP invoice number that I'm going to use for my next steps. And the status also is parked, which was earlier none. So I'm just going to copy the internal invoice ERP number and go back once again to SAP S4 HANA. I'm going to write the correct prompt, and once again, what I'd like to do is I'd like to post this invoice in my ERP. I'm going to paste the document number and find the document. After verifying this information on the ERP, I'm going to quickly go ahead and post this document. Once again, as you saw the previous status change, there should be a status change once again on the Complete Invoice platform, wherein the status would go and become posted now. So when I once again click on the invoice, I can see the status changed from parked to posted. And as final step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disperse the payment to my supplier, for which once again I'm going to go back to SAP S4 HANA and enter the correct prompt. So the synchronization that you see here can happen as you see on real-time basis, or if you wish, you can also schedule this at some point. But since we are working on a demo entity, I'm just going ahead and clicking on the synchronize button. But this is again something that can be customized as per your business requirements. You can have it on demand as well. So after verifying the details, selecting the correct vendor, entering the correct amount and the journal entry date, I'm going to basically clear this invoice, which is again making the payment for this very invoice. And once I do that, I should be able to see a status change on Complete Invoice platform. So going back, I would now be able to see the invoice in classified invoices section. And when I open the invoice, I can see the status now has changed to paid. And on the right hand side, it's paid. And there's also a clearing document number attached to this very invoice. Finally, as, as the last steps, we'll explore invoice management capabilities, focusing particularly on filtering, archiving, and a very intuitive dashboard that I'm going to show you, and how these features basically put together increase the collaboration across different teams within an organization. So as The first step, I'd like to show you or run through the administration section. And this is particularly important because you'd be able to see the list of users that are currently on Complio Invoice platform. And if you wish to add any new user and designate them a particular role or a right, this is where you can basically do that. And once you do that, they'd basically get an email notification to accept your request. When I go to the received invoices section, I would be able to see the different filters. And there are two main benefits, particularly of the platform's filters. First, they allow different APT members to easily review their work and also identify which invoices need follow-up or assistance. And second, they also give the C-suite a clear view of invoice data, helping them make more informed, better decisions. So what I'm doing now is basically just playing around with the filters, trying to show you how I can basically select or filter invoice from a particular date range and for a particular integration status. In this case, I'm just going to select a random date range, that is January 2024 to let's say February 2025. I'm able to view these invoices, and you can also in fact select an accountant for which you'd like to view these invoices. When I click on the export to Excel option, you should be able to download these invoices. And if any of your team members would want to work on this data offline, they're free to do so by utilizing these filters. Lastly, as I spoke about earlier, CIP also features a very intuitive, very interesting dashboard that provides a highly comprehensive overview of all the critical accounts payable data. And users can filter by country, by department to track invoices received through different channels. In this case, I just used email, but if you receive invoices using EDI or shared folders, that this is also something CIP can basically fetch and show it to you. The dashboard also offers a clear breakdown of processed invoices, displaying their current status, whether they're cleared or pending due to any exceptions. Platform also provides a month-wise split of both PO and non-PO invoices, along with insights into top vendors and their cleared invoices. Most importantly, you can also track supplier-specific average processing times from invoice receipt to payment completion for better efficiency. So I'm sure this dashboard can be utilized in different ways in different teams, but this was just to give you a brief overview of how it looks like. For many businesses, we understand it is also crucial to access all their supplier invoices in a single tool, regardless of the invoice's origin. And CIP can be seamlessly integrated with Complio Archiver, one of our solutions, where invoices are stored in a secured environment, making them readily available for compliance purposes in the future. So what I'm doing right now is I've just selected a particular date range when the invoice was actually archived, and when I click on the search button, I should be able to see all the historical data archived securely. And this also can be done on premise or on cloud as per your business requirements. Let me just quickly select a random invoice. And when I do that, I should be able to see a detailed invoice report. So this is basically the communication that has happened on the invoice between different team members, and also the audit trail that I earlier spoke about, what has happened on invoice from start to finish. Over to you, Jenny.
Thanks, Mihir, for that quite detailed demo. I know that there's more features that CIP does offer. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you, you can do a customized, detailed um, demo. So I want to move on to Simtrax, just give you a brief overview of who we are and who's been presenting to you today. So for over 30 years, Simtrax has helped craft, tailor, and seamlessly integrate software solutions and cloud-based automated document workflows. Simtrax has 8 global offices. Our support teams of experienced engineers can assist you 24 hours a day. We have worked with over 3,500 customers across various countries and industries. And on average, we have 12 years of customer loyalty. It is important to note that although Simtrax solutions are system agnostic, we have a silver partnership with SAP. We also hold the latest ISO certification, which ensures our commitment to high data security and compliance standards. Okay, so to let you know a little bit about our expertise, we offer a digital business platform that seamlessly connects with your existing systems. 4 categories we specialize in: enterprise e-invoicing. So with one solution, AP and AR departments can monitor and manage invoices in real time while remaining compliant and meeting country-specific mandates. Signature solutions, you can customize and automate approval as well as digital and electronic signature workflows for your entire enterprise. API based EDI, so you can experience secure data exchanges between trading partners and with API connectivity. Digital data and document transformation. You can enhance and automate your business processes. So thank you for listening to what we have to offer and who we are.
So much, Janine. And before we proceed to the Q&A session, here are my contact details. Please feel free to reach out if you're interested in learning more about what we offer, and I'll be more than happy to discuss your needs and set up a tailored demo.
Thanks, Mihir. So I think we've got a few minutes left for the Q&A, and I see that we have 1 or 2 questions that have come through. So if you have questions, now would be the right time to pop them into either the chat, or we do have a Q&A box that you can post them. Let me get started, Mihir, with those that I have. Okay, the first one is there a migration path required if we're initially on SAP ECC6 and planning to move to SAP S4HANA?
Okay, so as you'd know by now, Complaint Invoice Platform, or CIP, is a SaaS solution, and we've designed to design this as a plug and play solution. So be it any ERP you're using, if it's SAP ECC6, SAP B1, or any other legacy ERP, we can seamlessly integrate with that. And if you can, if you later transition to SAP S4 HANA, CIP can easily connect to the new system as well. Our solution basically ensures a smooth migration path with minimal disruption to your operations. And when I say legacy ERPs, obviously, if there are APIs available for us to integrate and talk to the different systems.
Okay, so our next question is, are you verifying all data in real time with the SAP system, such as customer details? Do you need any data to be extracted from SAP and stored locally with your tool, for example, through overnight updates?
Okay, so to answer that question, yes, we first verify and extract the information that's there on the system, and then pull information from the ERP, from SAP, to be made available on the Complaint Invoice platform. And the synchronization, or the transfer of data, this can be customized. This can be made available as per your requirements. As I said earlier, this can be made on demand. It can also be every hour, or it can also happen once at night. So the choice is completely yours, and would depend on your current business requirement. So yes, we verify and then pull all the information in a way that you and your business would want to.
Okay, we have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Mihir, there is a question in the Q&A box.
Okay, so I'll read the question, Janine. How does the invoice data capture learn AI? The invoice you showed was very clean. What makes the system find data, and how many iterations does it take for it to learn on more difficult invoices? So we use Microsoft Azure's form recognizer capabilities, and as you'd understand, Microsoft has humongous amount of data in their training database. Be it any kind of document. I know for the purpose of demo, I showed you a very basic invoice, but it could be of different format. It could be of different. It could be in a different template, and we are pretty much confident that we should be able to extract the information and show you on a real-time basis on the Complete Invoice platform. So if you're interested to learn more about the data extraction capabilities and how we would be able to fetch that on a real-time basis, please please let Toby know about it, and then we can maybe arrange a discussion wherein I can show you the capabilities in a real-time basis. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. I think we've come to time, but I can continue with more questions. I just don't. Okay, so there are more questions, but I think we don't have time for that. Just wanted to say, if you want to get hold of myself or Mahir, please, yeah, there's Mahir's information that's come up. Also, you can head over to our website, which is simtrax.com. Go to the contact us page, and you will see all our different global offices there and how to contact us. Just go to our UK office, UK Ireland office, and you can have a look there and contact us as well through that information. Also, we do have a page on the UK and Ireland SAP user group where our information is, and you can reach out to the SAP team that has hosted this webinar today. Okay, so I think we're all done.
All right. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Mahir. Yes, if there's any more questions or anything anyone has to ask, obviously get in contact with me or Mahir, and we can get that sorted for you. But we are running out of time here, so we'll leave it there. Once again, thank you, Janine. Thank you, Mahir. Thank you all for coming on, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much
Thank you
for
so much.
joining.